the Global NCAP's Safer Cars for India program, the latest set of results have come, and we have a mixed bag there. And to tell us more about the results, I have with me Mr. David Ward, Secretary General of Global NCAP. Don't mind the ambient noise. There's the ESC test happening in the background, but then again,
the system switched off.
With the system switched off, so that was a demonstration happening. And to tell us more about the latest set of results under the Safer Cars for India, we have with us David Ward, Secretary General of Global NCAP. David, could you tell us a bit about the results that we have?
Well, there's new results which are a sort of quite an interesting contrast. It's sort of from hero to zero, you might say. We have an extremely impressive result from Maruti Suzuki, which is the Vitara Brezza, and that's a very good 4-star result. It's a big step up for that company, and we're very pleased to see it. Also significant that the car was entirely engineered here in India. So it just is a tribute to the technological capacity of production here, which is very encouraging, and it follows on the big success of the Tata Nexo, which is one of the reasons why I'm quite optimistic that we're not far away from the first 5-star car, because these cars are very close to 5 stars already. For me, it's a delight to see Indian OEMs at the forefront. That's really good. The other car is more disappointing, and it's the Renault Logi, which has got a 0-star result. And that's disappointing for us because Renault had a very good reputation in Europe. It was the first manufacturer in Europe to dominate with 5 stars in the Euro NCAP program. But they seem to have slightly lost the plot in terms of their ambition. And we saw the rather painful experience with the Kwid, where the first version of the car was terrible, and then they've slowly improved it. We tested 4 different variants. Finally, they got to a 1-star with a vehicle with an airbag, although that is only an option. And that was progress, and we praised Renault for that. But we really think now they've got to kind of do a big step change. I mean, they should not be having cars now without airbags as standard. That's the problem with Logi. And so we really want to see a major company like Renault live up to its global reputation. They're falling down on the job here, and they really must do better.
But that I also assume that you must have tested the base variant of the Logi.
Yes.
So are you saying that had it come with an airbag, the result would have been at least how many stars?
Well, we'd need to do the test. But certainly the lack of airbags is one of the fundamental problems, and it's still an issue. I mean, we would be very pleased if with the Kwid they made airbags standard. They will have to because of the legislation by October next year. So why wait? Other manufacturers are making airbags standard, and really they should just do this. They know perfectly well what's required, and there's a big disconnect, I should say, from Renault's historic performance in Euro NCAP, which was under a different CEO, it was under Mr. Schweitzer. Carlos Ghosn has he's done very interesting work promoting green cars and the Nissan Leaf, etc. But really on safety, at the leadership level, they've lost the plot. And I think it's bad for the company to be doing this, particularly in emerging markets like this. I don't want to see any more 0-star Renaults. It's just not what a major global company, Renault or Nissan, Mitsubishi Alliance, they should have better aspirations, and that comes from the top. I mean, in the end, it's the senior executives who carry the can, and I think they are betraying the company's previous reputation on safety in just constantly coming up with these unimpressive cars. And they do change. I mean, in Brazil, where they introduced the Kwid, where the regulations have been kicked in earlier, they managed to produce a Kwid that got 3 stars in Latin NCAP with 4 airbags. They know perfectly well what they should be doing.
But David, on another note, it's also correct that not all these cars which are tested meet the laws of the land, the regulations. So shouldn't it be that maybe the regulations should be upgraded?
Yeah, and that is what India has done, and that's why we're so pleased with the commitment of Minister Gadkari and also the industry ministry. They've introduced those regulations, and that should be a clear message to Renault. I mean, the Kwid came out just ahead of the new models regulation. But October next year, it will be impossible to sell a Kwid without airbags. Well, why not just do something for the Indian market right now? get off their corporate backside and make an initiative now to make standard airbags across their range. Why not? That's the kind of global leadership. If they want high-level commitment to road safety, that's what Carlos Ghosn should be considering.
And what about the Indian companies, homegrown companies? Tata Motors, you said, has got two back-to-back two four-star rated cars, the Zest earlier, and then the Tata Nexon.
Well, Renault, watch out. Look at Tata. Look at Maruti Suzuki. The competition is moving. The whole marketplace is moving. You shouldn't treat the Indian consumer with contempt. And manufacturers ahead of legislation have been making airbags standard. So come on, Renault, step up.
So and you're right. With the regulations coming in, I think it will overall enhance the overall average safety standard of the cars.
Absolutely.
And are we after this? Are we likely to see more, a few more Indian cars being tested before this year ends?
I hope so. I mean, that's why I'm optimistic we're going to see a 5-star car.
Okay. Any clue who it would be?
I genuinely don't know. All I know is there's a race is on.
The race.
And what's fantastic, what this shows is the beautiful thing about NCAPs is they unleash the competitive instincts of companies to show to the consumer the best that they can do. And so I'm all for minimum regulations. That's absolutely vital. But NCAPs do that added extra ingredient of giving an incentive to manufacturers to aspire for the best. And I have a very simple view of life: is 0-star cars should be banned. There should be no 0-star cars because of regulation. But above that, I'm not saying 5-star cars should be mandatory. That's the competitive marketplace. Let manufacturers sell in the marketplace the best their ability, and some will get 5-star cars, and the customers can make their choice. That's the beauty of the marketplace, but underpinned by proper regulation.
On that note, thank you very much, Dave, for
Thank
talking
you.
to Autocar Professional. And
Cheers.
there you are, the latest set of cars to be tested under the Safer Cars for India program by Global NCAP. And as David hints, that there could be more tests before the year ends, and he hopes to see the first 5-star car from India before this year ends. On that note, thank you very much for watching this interview. Goodbye.